Imagine a world where one word, just one syllable, could cost you your life. Where daughters were sold like rice sacks, wives beaten like unruly animals, and women erased from history itself. This isn't fiction. This is feudal Japan, a land of samurai honor and hidden horrors. For 676 years, a system crushed half its people under laws that made suffering mandatory. But in the face of unimaginable cruelty, sparks of rebellion ignited. If this story grips your soul, hit that like button to honor the forgotten voices, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more untold histories that will motivate you to fight for justice today. Because remembering the past empowers us to change the future. Let's begin. Screen fades to black, then rewinds through animated timelines showing feudal eras, blood-red ink strokes illustrating laws and suffering. The year is 1192. The Kamakura shogunate rises from civil war's ashes, promising order in a chaotic land. But order comes at a cost, the subjugation of half the population. In a dimly lit chamber, scribe Hiroshi dips his brush into black ink, the room heavy with incense and aged parchment. His lord, the shogun's advisor, paces, dictating words that will echo for centuries. "Write this," the advisor commands, voice like grinding stones. "A woman cannot own property. She exists through her father, husband, or son. Her testimony holds no weight against a man's word. A daughter defying her father's marriage arrangement commits a capital offense, death by beheading." Hiroshi hesitates, thinking of his sister who dreamed of running the family tea shop. But he writes, the ink drying permanent as fate. These aren't suggestions. They're the bedrock of a new society, dividing humanity into owners and owned. Men have rights, autonomy, power. Women belong to families, husbands, the state. In a village outside Kamakura, 1193, widow Ami stands in the square, clutching a worn hoe. She's 35, her husband buried 3 days ago from a farming accident. For 2 decades, they toiled side by side on their rice paddy, her knowledge of the soil as deep as his. Under old customs, the farm would be hers. But the magistrate, stern in silk robes, reads the new edicts. Women may not inherit land. Property reverts to the nearest male kin. Women cannot buy, sell, or represent themselves without male guardianship. Ami's heart sinks. Her son Kenji is 8, a boy who plays with wooden swords and fears thunderstorms. Yet he's now her guardian. She must beg his childish seal for every transaction, seeds, vegetables, rice to feed them. That night, Kenji holds the family seal, voice trembling. "Mother, do I say yes?" Ami nods, swallowing pride, rage simmering inside. How could a child control her fate? The laws flood Japan like relentless rain, province by province. Kyoto decrees women can't walk unaccompanied after dusk, lest they tempt disorder. Osaka mandates wives bow thrice when husbands enter rooms, showing eternal submission. No exceptions, noble ladies in silk or peasant girls in hemp. Buddhist temples, potential sanctuaries, sanctify oppression instead. Monks preach. Women are born inferior due to past karma. Suffering purifies the soul. Obedience is enlightenment, rebellion, damnation. Abbot Ryu tells novices, "See the wheel of samsara, women spin lower. Guide them to accept their lot and you earn merit." By 1300, 3 generations normalize this. Grandmothers whispering of lost freedoms. "I once signed my own contracts, child, die off, their stories buried." Granddaughters know only chains, believing it's divine will. The transformation is complete, a society built on female erasure. But laws are skeletons. The flesh of suffering comes next. Marriage codes tighten the noose. "A wife who disobeys may be slain without reprisal," scribes add. Daughters refusing arrangements face execution. In 1301, the first mass child wedding seals alliances post-skirmish. 30 girls, ages 9-13, line up in a grand hall, tiny feet dangling from benches. Miko, the youngest, clutches a rag doll, whispering, "Mama, why is that old man looking at me?" Her groom, 43, smiles possessively. That night, her childhood ends in screams. In 1302, a new cruelty, suicide to escape marriage. Your entire family dies, parents, siblings, children. Escape becomes collective murder. Kira, 12, stands on a cliff's edge, wind whipping her hair. "If I jump, they live," she thinks. But the law says no, her death dooms them. She turns back, sold to a fate worse than death. Pause for emphasis, call to action. If this tale of ancient injustice stirs you, remember, knowledge is power. Like this video to stand with the silenced, share it to spark conversations that change minds, and subscribe now. Every subscriber motivates us to uncover stories that inspire resilience and reform. Your action honors their struggle. By the 1300s, daughters aren't children, they're assets. In 1347, drought withers crops and Yukiko's family haggles in their thatched hut, air thick with desperation, empty rice jars, hollow cheeks. Father negotiates with Lord Matsumoto. 2 bags of rice and alliance protection for my girl. Yukiko, 12, sits in the corner, doll in lap, hearing her life reduced to numbers. Matsumoto, 52, collects wives like pottery, 6 already, the oldest 22. Yukiko will be the youngest. On her wedding night, she learns why he prefers young brides. They break easier, fight less, learn silence faster. This isn't aberration, it's the system. Child brides flourish as nobles trade daughters like military assets, peasants sell them for survival. Temples sanctify it. Young branches bend without breaking, monks counsel. Train a wife from childhood, she'll never know rebellion. The physical toll is devastating. Yukiko, pregnant at 13, dies at 14 in childbirth, her narrow hips unable to bear the strain. Midwives call it the young bride's curse, seeing it monthly. Girls dying to birth children, husbands mourning only until the next bride is bought. Some survive, like Hana, married at 11 to a silk merchant. By 16, she endures 4 pregnancies, her body a map of survival. A pelvis never healed, a spine curved from carrying children while growing, scars aching in the rain. Hana's a success, she bore sons, lived. What more could a woman ask? Suicide rates soar among child brides, forcing families to guard them. Barred windows, counted knives, locked poisons. Marriage ceremonies evolve to transfer ownership like livestock. Mothers, themselves child brides, teach daughters to survive wedding nights, endure pain. In 1398, Haniko whispers to her 10-year-old, I was 9 when married. Now I have 3 sons, my own household. Be obedient, be lucky, you'll have the same. Her daughter doesn't ask about the unlucky ones. She's seen their small coffins at funerals. The child bride market creates an economy. Matchmakers seek fresh flowers, girls' premenstruation. Doctors sell herbs to ripen young fruit. Merchants craft tiny wedding robes. For families with nothing to trade, another market awaits. Brothels, where innocence is currency and younger girls fetch higher prices. In Yoshiwara's pleasure district, a brothel owner counts coins for May, 7, untouched pretty face. Her father, rice jar empty, accepts 15 silver pieces to feed his starving family. The contract is brutal. May belongs to the House of Falling Cherry Blossoms until her debt, purchase price, food, clothes, training, plus 60% annual interest, is paid. A girl bought for 15 silver owes 30 by year's end, 50 by year 2. Freedom is impossible. May's father, illiterate, presses his thumbprint in red ink, unaware he's sold her into permanent slavery. May, too young to understand, thinks she'll dance and wear pretty clothes. The truth comes later. Brothels keep ledgers, age, appearance, virginity, all priced. Pretty 7-year-olds fetch 20 silver, plain 12-year-olds 5. Families breed daughters to sell. Fishermen joke about raising retirement funds. During famines, infant girls are sold from birthing beds. Buyers like Tanaka, legendary in Minami, arrive in lean months with rice carts, cooking lavish meals in village squares. Your daughter could eat like this daily, he pitches, learn refined arts, meet important men. By 1450, Tanaka buys 300 girls, listing them as inventory. Item 127, age 8, black hair, small build, 12 silver. In cities, girls bought for 15 silver in villages resell for 50 in Kyoto. Brothel owners build palace-like compounds, dressing girls in silk to hide the arithmetic of trafficking. Girls become survival mathematicians, reciting debts like prayers, knowing each client's payment barely dents their balance. Some hide coins from secret services, abortions for wealthy wives, spying, but discovery means brutal punishment, whippings, mutilations, or worse. Free girls, miraculously debt-free, face a world that deems them polluted, forcing them back to brothels. Call to action. These girls' stories deserve to be heard. Like to keep their memory alive, share to spread their truth, and subscribe to join our mission to illuminate history's shadows. Your support fuels change. Beauty rituals become erasure ceremonies. Hanako, 16, stares at her reflection as black dye touches her teeth, burning like iron and rotting leaves. Ohaguro, tooth blackening, marks her as property, married women for husbands, courtesans for anyone with coin. Don't move, an older courtesan snaps. If it drips, it burns. Black teeth hide expressions. Men don't want to see what you're thinking, she explains. Eyebrows are plucked raw, replaced with high, painted ones that never move. Lead-based white makeup, thick as paste, poisons slowly. The beautiful death, killing most within 10 years. Hanako's face becomes a doll's mask, her humanity erased. Names vanish too. Hanako died today, the house mother declares. You're floating petal now. Cherry blossom, morning dew, jade butterfly, recyclable names for disposable girls. Training strips identity further, tiny steps to seem fragile, high-pitched voices, mechanical tea pouring. Forget thoughts, preferences, teacher's order. You're whatever the client wants. Bodies are reshaped, pubic hair plucked, breasts bound, waists cinched until breathing falters. Diets keep girls weak. Enough rice to survive, never thrive. Resistance invites cruelty. A girl refusing ohaguro has her teeth filed to points. Another rejecting makeup gets it mixed with ground glass. By 1550, these rituals spread to respectable women, blackened teeth and plucked eyebrows signaling submission. Beauty becomes disappearance, an entire culture worshipping female erasure. Yashiwara, Edo's walled pleasure district, is a prison of suffering. High walls encircle 10 blocks, a single gate guarded, a moat catching girls who jump from windows. Suki 8 arrives in a merchant's cart, one of 6 bought from drought-stricken villages. Work hard, you might live to 40, the proprietress, ancient by Yashiwara standards, sneers. Suki learns to clean bloody sheets, prepare anti-pregnancy herbs, stay silent amid screams. The hierarchy is brutal. Servant girls like Suki, common prostitutes serving dozens nightly, elite Teu in golden cages, all prisoners. Daily routines break spirits. Girls wake at noon, eat thin gruel, spend hours on hair sculptures, layered makeup, tight kimonos that choke breath. By sunset, they're displayed in lattice windows like merchandise. Men shop, pointing, paying, deciding. Younger girls, fresh stock, fetch more. Suki sees 13-year-olds return at dawn, walking like broken dolls, some never walking again from internal damage. Deaths are sudden illness. Owners maximize profit before merchandise expires, working girls nightly unless bleeding. Pregnancy means forced abortion. Disease, mercury treatments that kill as often as cure. Debts grow daily, purchase price, training, room, board. A night's 50 coins is outstripped by 60 in expenses. Refusal brings samurai enforcers breaking bones or pulling teeth. Suicide attempts prompt barred windows, collected chopsticks. Dead girls vanish, dumped at Jokinji Temple, 25,000 unmarked graves by 1900. Their flower names recycled to new girls. Where's morning dew? Suki asks. There's always a morning dew, the house mother replies. Yashiwara becomes culture. Woodblock prints romanticize the floating world. Poets praise courtesans, the government taxes misery. Similar districts, Shimabara in Kyoto, Shinmachi in Osaka, spread suffering nationwide. Suki survives 5 years, forgetting her real name, haunted by the gates, closing sound, a world locking her in, key thrown away. Call to action, Suki's story is one of millions. Like to honor her resilience, share to expose this history, and subscribe to fuel our mission to tell truths that inspire action. Together, we can amplify the silenced. Pregnancy in brothels is theft, lost profit. Yuki, 16, faces her 4th abortion in 2 years. Bitter tea makes her vomit blood, cramps twist her insides, fevers rage. The house doctor, 70, hands steady from decades of screams, uses toxic herbs, tansy, pennyroyal, mercury, or worse. Needles, violent massages, even hanging girls upside down to shake out life. Death rates hit 30%, acceptable losses. Yuki survives, but constant bleeding and agony mark her failing body. She works through pain. The house won't lose its investment. In villages, famine brings mabuki, thinning seedlings. Midwife Akawa's 1623 records show 47 deliveries, 23 girls, 16 stillborn. Her notes reveal truth. Father requested thinning. Family cannot feed another daughter. Methods are quick, smothering, neck-twisting, wet cloths, leaving no marks. Mercy sales emerge. Mothers sell healthy daughters to brothels rather than watch them starve. In brothels, surviving bobbies are sorted, boys sold. Girls raised for the trade, perfect products knowing no other life. Noble women face different horrors. The Sankin Katai system makes daimyo wives like Matsuko hostages in Edo Castle. Silk screens, gold tatami, gardens she can't walk alone, a gilded prison. Her husband, serving the shogun, leaves her as collateral. One wrong move and she dies. Your husband sends regards, a monthly messenger says, letters censored. Matsuko perfects empty smiles, hiding fear. In 1663, Lady Fumiko learns her husband's accused of fortifying his castle. With 6 hours' notice, she writes death poems for her children, ages 4, 7, 9. Their public execution, heads falling on white cloth, warns other wives. Your lives hang by threads. Some resist. Lady Iko smuggles letters in makeup boxes, ink visible only when heated. Discovered, she watches her servants die daily, then lives in a shrinking cell until madness takes her. Hostage wives become breathing insurance, forgotten by husbands who remarry in distant provinces. When Sankin Katai ends, some, captive for 40 years, face a world they don't know, freedom, another prison. Female warriors like Tomo face worse for competence. In 1750, her village, men dead from bandit attacks, relies on her secret Naginata training. She leads women to victory, killing 3 bandits. But officials investigate. Women wielding weapons is illegal. Tomo's exiled to a nunnery, forbidden to fight. Her stories erased, villagers defeated bandits, gender omitted. Kunoichi like Mai, spies using invisibility as camouflage, face similar fates. Mai's intelligence wins wars, but victory makes her dangerous. Tortured, she's forced to confess as a fox spirit, executed to deny her human skill. Violence is daily. Akira shows his bride Sachi, 17, a bamboo stick with notches from 4 generations of corrected women. Every household has discipline tools, rods, straps, whips. Strikes avoid faces to hide bruises, breaking bones is fine if women can work. Death from correction is legal. In the Yamamoto household, sunset brings punishment. Rice overcooked, 3 strikes, kimono misfolded, 5, eye contact with a male visitor, 10, and no meal. Yui 8, scratches tallies on her thigh, stopping at 10 when marks overlap. Public violence is worse. Samurai kill women for disrespect, insufficient bows, proud walks. In 1789, Haru, carrying her sick infant, bows too slowly. Her head rolls in Kyoto's market, baby left crying beside her. Women learn survival, extra layers to cushion blows, falling to protect organs, screaming on the 3rd strike, not too early, not too late. Starvation punishes without marks. Poisonings, subtle rebellions, risk public horrors like Midori's 1812 death, beaten naked in the square for nightshade in her husband's soup. Call to action, this pain demands remembrance. Like to stand against forgotten cruelty, share to awaken others, and subscribe to fuel stories that inspire courage. Your click can change the narrative. By 1867, Western ships in Tokyo Bay bring human rights whispers. Telegraph wires hum with women's suffrage news, but in Iko's mansion, her marriage contract mirrors 1400s documents. She's property, obedience mandatory. The Meiji Restoration looms, samurai sensing their end, lash out. Honor killings triple from 1861-868. New laws make reading foreign books, speaking to merchants, or showing curiosity capital crimes. Brothels expand, owners rushing to profit before abolition, buying girls as young as 5. Rural families sell daughters faster, fearing laws will change. Marriages pair 60-year-old men with 11-year-old girls. Resistance grows. Women read smuggled newspapers, whispering of voting, property choice. Discovery means death. In 1866, samurai wives burn in iron cages for owning foreign texts. But each execution sparks questions. Younger samurai, merchants needing literate workers, foreign outrage over child prostitution pressure reform. The old ways fight back. Female adultery now means death, not exile. 6-year-old boys can beat mothers. Surrey, 14, becomes the final victim. Her crime: saying no to a marriage contract her father sealed with a 52-year-old merchant for 3 bags of rice. The magistrate reads, "Surrey, daughter of Taka, defies her father's will. The sentence is death." Her mother, face a mask of agony, taught her to die with dignity. Position neck, empty mind, make it count. The executioner, 60, hands trembling, has never killed a child for this. The blade descends. Surrey whispers, "I die as myself." Steel cuts air, blood pools in the dirt. Crowds linger, unusual for executions. Women leave single blossoms by her body. By day 3, hundreds of flowers surround her, a silent rebellion. Within weeks, the Meiji Restoration begins. Samurai lose swords, laws crumble, brothels face regulation. Change is slow, trauma lingers, but Surrey's death marks the end. A scribe, moved by conscience, records, "Today I saw Surrey, 14, executed for refusing marriage. She died bravely. This should be remembered." Without him, she'd join millions erased. Her name was Surrey. She said no. Closing call to action. Surrey's courage echoes through time. Like this video to honor her stand, share it to ensure her story lives, and subscribe to join us in uncovering histories that inspire us to fight for a world where no one's voice is silenced. Let's remember them all, and let's change tomorrow.